Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for joining us this evening. Today is July 26th. This is Tour Talk Trophy and Award Ceremony from our tournament recently played at the Mt Vernon Country Club on Sunday, July 25th. And we'll get right into the agenda of what we're going to discuss today, starting with a preview here. Looking back, we had a total of 87 players participate in that event. Combined award amount of over $4,700 in trophy, prize, skins, optional side games. Medals for the day was a 3 under, and wow, impressive. It's been a while. I can't remember when a score sub 70. I mean, breaking par 2 under occurs. 72 par, but for a par 72 3 under round as a medalist, man, on that course, Cody Lyons out of Nicholas Flight. I'll be curious to see what his personal best is, but hell of a round. We had a total of eight contested flights, 8 flight champions. We'll look at the point standings that got updated, the questions of any handicaps, the updates to that as well. The next revision will occur on 2nd of August, which falls on the other side of our next tournament. We had a total of 51 reward members participate at Mount Vernon, each earning $15 for their participation in the bank of a total of $70.65 and a season award totaling so far $5,100 to date. And that's just participating. Westerville Golf Center, the low net contest sponsored by them, awarded Josh Butler and Steve Fry. Those were the first winners who unplaced in their flight. They each will receive a $36 Visa gift or $36 gift card redeemable at Westerville Golf Center. We'll jump into some social media. We probably do this somewhere in the middle, but the social media bonus drawing, which incentivize those who participate on tagging the social media, the outward facing portal to our public audience. And we have a drawing here by random in which 3 spins, $50 each, and each participant has a chance to win a total of $150. So we'll get into some talking here, and I can see here on the call, we have one of our first champions, and that is this guy's he said he's been beating it, man. He's been kind of beating the path for about a year and a half now. I think he discovered the tour last year during COVID, played in a few events. I think somewhere around 8 or 9 tournaments overall. Come real close, has some stories about kicking rocks after the round. He's almost there. He's a hell of a person off the course. A great guy to know. And I'm glad and proud that he broke through and earned his first victory on the tour with a round of 81, sides out 41, coming in at 40. Ladies and gentlemen, from out Stickney, Toledo, Ohio, Mr. Van Rome.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Appreciate that.
Go ahead. What'd you say, buddy?
I said I appreciate that kind intro.
Yep. So let's see here what I got here on record, Mr. Rome. Sounds you started on hole 10, man. So that was your back 9. Started out with a double birdie, and that was kind of the highlight of your round. Started out sour, but you really quickly recovered. Walk us through what it was like.
Yeah, so that first hole, I got kind of, I think, psyched out from the beginning. I kept walking past guys, and they were saying, watch out for hole 10, watch out for hole 10. And I kept saying, well, that's my opening hole. Like, what's the big deal? So I was like kind of worried going into like, what's going to happen when I get to hole 10? And so I found out quickly what it was the green, just the green. I mean, the hole itself is like getting to the hole is pretty easy. It's a straight ahead par 5. But you get on the green and it's like tilted almost severely to the right, but you can't see it just looking at it. You only see it when you putt your ball and then it goes rolling off the green and you realize, oh, it's breaking right. So I was on putting for birdie and I 3-putted for that triple.
Oh, man.
I had no idea what it was going to do. Yeah. And really, birdie putt was only about a 6-foot putt. And I tapped it lightly, and it rolled right on past the pin and rolled off into the fringe.
Wow!
Had to put it back up the hill, and then putt 2 more times for the triple.
And you're like, and quickly you're like, man, the guys were right. Like that is some crazy stuff.
It was, man. It was crazy.
So I think that you get a chance to get on the putting greens before play though.
Yes, I did go to the practice greens, but still the practice greens don't compare to what you get when you get on that course. I mean, it gives you
Absolutely
kind
not.
of, I feel like practice greens are more for dialing in your stroke, not for dialing in green speed, because
Right.
it's going to be different on the course. So I
Absolutely.
use practice green to just make sure my stroke is feeling good and I kind of see a line that I'm looking at. And then I try to carry just that same feeling over to the course. But as far as speed, you won't know until you get on actual first green to see what that speed is going to be like.
Yeah, and I've played this course several times already, and for those comments that you probably heard and the timidness that you probably felt was, to me, I felt like I took those comments like, oh my God, they must be blazing fast, right? And
Right.
but to me, when I got out there, they were just as normal to
I
what
was,
I've known, right?
yes, that was my third time playing as well. So last year I played a practice round,
Mm-hmm.
played the round last year, and then this was my third time this year. And I'll say, I mean, it's like, even though they're fast, they're kind of deceptive. For some reason, I put pretty decent there.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at my card from last year, and I
Mm-hmm.
only had 30 putts.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 putts for a round is like pretty decent anywhere, but for especially there, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that was pretty good putting last year. So then this year, I only had 33 putts, which is still, I feel like anytime that you can get less than 36, that's not averaging like 2 putts per hole. You're actually a little bit under that if you can average under 36 putts. So to do that on that course, again, it's more tricky than I think speed. You got to
Sure.
find the
Yeah.
right spot
There's
more
some
than worry
spot.
about my opinion.
Yeah, so your score was lower this year, even though your putts were higher. That means
Yeah,
you had probably more fairways hit and more greens hit in regulation. So,
yeah,
let's talk to the birdie now. So obviously there was a highlight of a score on your card. You had
yeah,
your lone birdie on 11. The hole followed it. So walk
yeah.
us through that one.
So I was really upset after getting that opening double after I was just warned about it. And so my drive on that hole, it's kind of a tricky hole there. You got out of bounds left,
Left.
and then you got some kind of weed/tree trouble on your right. But I just kind of swung with no fear because I was like, let me just take a swing at this thing, release some of this tension. So I got a good drive out there, probably about 260 on the right-hand side of the
The hill
slopes,
slope.
right-hand side there. And so that left me like 165. As you know, there's a ditch for your second shot that if you try to carry that green, if you don't carry it, that ditch is down there. So I knew that going into the ditches there. So I kind of laid up to about a 150 mark. And I hit my club like 150. That left me like 60 yards to the green. And so I was right in front of the little ditch area, probably about 60 yards from the green. So I just took a little my little gap wedge, chipped it on. It rolled right by the hole and left me with about a 6-foot putt coming back uphill, thankfully.
Yeah. Okay.
It was an uphill putt from kind of like behind the hole, and I sunk the 6-foot putt for the bird.
And then you're on your way, man, with a good streak of 4 holes after that followed at even par. So are you a scoreboard watcher? Are you live score watcher? Do you watch it?
Well, so I keep track of my score like on my phone. So I use a Golf Shot GPS app. And so I know what I'm scoring like as I go. Once I got about 6 holes in, I kept saying, hey, I'm playing pretty good here. I did take a peek to see where I stood. And I seen that shout out to Devin Ratliff, I think is his last name.
Yes.
I knew that's the guy I had to like stay up under because he had already posted 10 under. 82 out there is a great score. And so once I got through like 6 or 7 holes, now it's still like pretty much even par. I was like, man, I think I might be able to do this. So I did keep watching the leaderboard. I kept taking my time. I would take deep breaths, exhale, let it out, focus on what I had to do, take my swing and kind of keep it moving. And through about my whole, once I had about probably 4 or 5 holes to go, once you switch around to the front, you start noticing I start getting all those bogeys in a row.
Yeah.
That's when the nerves kicked in.
I bet, man. You get tight.
Don't blow it.
You've always said that tournament golf, man, it's a whole new different feeling.
Yeah.
And when you're coddling a lead,
yes,
and you're playing almost safe golf, it's kind of the worst kind of golf to play.
That is you're swinging kind of tentative, trying not to go out of bounds or hit something wrong, something bad. So the more you think about it, the more tight you get. But it's hard not to think about it. I mean, how do you not think about not messing? I mean, so it's like a fine.
And I can only imagine the nerves you probably had staring down that last hole with a 2-shot lead. par 3 downhill, 180, 190. I think you
Yeah.
probably played at 190. And you're
Yep.
like, okay, all I need is a bogey to get out of here, right?
And matter of fact, that's where I seen Matt at. So Matt was playing, I think, hole 2 right there, and I was just riding up, and Matt tried to speak to me, and I kind of blew him off a little bit because I was trying to focus on the last hole. Matt's like, "Hey," and I gave him like one of these. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, man. When you get into when you're in the zone, when you in the hunt,
Yeah.
you're trying to be a blocker. People don't really pick it up, and a good thing you guys weren't close and stopping, because then you really blew them off. Like, I don't want no distractions. That's unwelcome distractions, right?
Yeah. But actually, I tried to be a little aggressive on that hole. Like, that's a 190 hole, and I would probably normally hit like my 5-iron. But I took my 4 hybrid because I knew I was like still kind of tight and like kind of not feeling good about it. So I still took my hybrid to make sure I was gonna get on that green. So I went at the green. I tried to go at the hole, but I missed it short right. And so I had about a 25-yard pitch shot to the hole. And so I tried to tip it up to the right side hole where I thought it was going to break back towards the left. But when I chipped it, my chip kind of went left and then went further away from the hole, leaving me like about a 10-foot putt for the par. Missed the par putt, but then safe tap in bogey, protected 1-shot lead.
Yep. Yeah, you want a 10-foot away for your par. That's a good.
Yeah.
I guess a strategy then is like, just think of it as a laundry basket. Lag putt it, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, man, listen, congratulations again. We're gonna go circle. We'll get some Matt here on the line, but I just want to kind of conclude the parade of congratulations to you once again. Round of 81. Close concentration of scores. Competition is tight, man. You really can't afford to. You probably could have one stump of the toe, like they said. You start out with that double. But with this many players and the concentration of flights, handicaps in the flight, man, it's incredible to see. And you are a, you promote the tour. You do a wonderful. You love tournament golf. I've seen you out there. I really am proud that you're able to win this one. You and I both had an opportunity to be featured on Out and About in Columbus. Here you are winning on this tour model. I find that the victory here, like you said, with the concentration of handicaps, how well they're maintained, the courses we play, is very validating to your hard work, your discipline, and I really appreciate and congratulate you, man. I can't say much more.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Golfers clap, man, bro. All right, Matt. So he made a plug with you right there, man. So did you recall that kind of drive-by 2 holes ago, and he kind of just give you that little cold wave?
Yeah, I recall it. I was actually sort of in the zone myself. I only had a couple holes left, so I wasn't trying to have a long conversation either. So it's all good.
Roger that, man. So you too were in the hunt, right? You're 2 holes ago. I think you also was nursing a lead. You started on hole 5. You kind of kicked off. 2 under par. Geez.
Yeah, I was 2 under after 2. I was like, what's all the hubbub about this course? I was like, this course is nothing. And then, you knew at some point the teeth were going to be shown, and they certainly were. I was cruising along pretty good for a while. And then on my back 9, sort of the double bogey monster sort of jumped up and got me a couple times. One of them was just because I didn't know where to go. I probably lost 3-4 shots just because of lack of course knowledge out there. This is my first time ever playing it. And you're going to have that first time you play somewhere. And it got me for sure on a couple holes, just not knowing where to go. I know one of them, I think Van was talking about 11. I hit just a layup shot, trying to lay up on the par 5 to get an easy third in, and I end up hitting in the creek because I didn't even know the creek was there.
Oh.
So it's just one of those deals where, geez, wish I'd known that. I should have drove the cart up there. But anyway, yeah, I think I had the lead in the flight with 2 holes to go. I think I was 2 up, and I was like, but I told the guy I was playing with, Mike Bauman, I said, I'm not a leaderboard watcher. I said, I don't want to know. I just want to play golf and then figure out what happens at the end. But he kept telling me the leaderboard. I'm like, Mike, I don't want to know. But so I knew. So my second to last hole was number 3. And, and my coach had kind of told me beforehand, TT had said, hey, you can't be over the green on number 3. He said 1, 2,
Right.
3, and 7. You just got to be short. And I knew that. I was in the middle of the fairway on 3, 85 yards out with a 58 degree in my hand. And I'm just thinking, don't hit it over.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a nice, easy swing. Well, sometimes when you take the nice, easy swing, you come and you hit it on the upswing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to lay off a little bit. And then I bladed it over the freaking green, of course. And then when you're behind that green, anybody knows that hole,
You're going
it's
way
death.
back. Yep.
Good luck. It was everything I could do to make a 6 from behind that green.
Yeah.
It was nuts. So it's just one mental mistake. And then I'm standing on the last tee, number 4. I'm like, well, crap, now I got to make birdie. Let's go. I mean, and I hit 2 good shots in there, had maybe a 20-footer down the hill and burnt the edge of the hole, almost made the birdie. I was getting ready to jump up and down like I made the birdie, but it just slid on by a foot or 2. But it was exactly what tournament golf should be, though. It was super exciting all the way to the end. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Even if I didn't win in the scorecard playoff, I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, that's a bittersweet, man. I said to the players who were in the morning who tied, because they posted those 2 scores early in the morning, right? So you knew going in, like Van with Devin posting that number, you knew going in that you had to be 8 over par to win. And I said, what are the chances that's going to happen where we have 2 players tie on the opposite parts of the day? I said, that's not going to happen, right? Because obviously I would like to have matters settled on the course, right? And unfortunately, because of that offer of who can play in the morning, who can't play in the afternoon, it encourages and welcomes that participation. But in the event of a tie, right? So yeah, well, it's compliments to you, man. You're a great individual to not only speak to your game, but then also just enjoy. That's what tournament golf is, and that today you just fell on the other side of it. So
it's okay. You just learn to harness those emotions, and maybe the next time out, maybe you'll perform a little better when the heat's on. That's I'm enjoying the journey of kind of getting back to golf. I haven't played much golf for the past probably 5 years, and especially not much competitive golf. So getting these juices flowing again has been great, and we'll get there. We're just gonna be like Van, just keep banging our head against the wall, and eventually you're gonna break on through it.
Yes, sir. Sir.
All right. So well, like I said, congratulations to you. I mean, third tie for first, losing the tiebreaker, finishing in net third. Still a great reward there. And again, humbling, that experience right there. And maybe next time you'll probably have some. That was the only course on the whole entire schedule this year that we were able to have practice rounds on, just because of the demand. And it's amazing how exclusive that property is that we got a chance to play it. And you just look forward to doing, and we're welcome back to 100 times next year. So look forward to seeing that one on the schedule again.
Did you say there's only 50 members?
They don't like to speak to that.
Okay.
I would tell you it's a very low number of not members, but golf members, like members who actually play golf.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So what we'll do, take a little flash here at the standings. This was updated along with handicaps. So Van, your win there launched you in a very good position. 900 points was awarded. So it certainly brought you up into the proximity of the leader. And, with a couple events to go and that quadruple event at the Tour Championship, you're certainly in the hunt to still win the flight.
Okay.
And then Matt, where are you at, buddy? You're down here a little bit. That even that tie for third, not playing that many events, you're still just getting back into it. You're still in the hunt, man, playing some wonderful courses and coming down the stretch for a strong finish to cap the season.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be in the right flight for me. I'm finally flighted correctly with the people that I should be playing against. So I'm happy about that.
I'm glad we had to navigate through that. Navigating through that's difficult sometimes. Someone coming off injury or rehabbing used to play this way, but they're not today, or they think they're capable, but then they're not when playing tournament. It's always, it can go any way. So I'm glad that you are in the right flight right now. All right. So our next, we'll get right into one of the features of this segment is the, I like to call it the social media bonus. And just like the PGA Tour, if you're not familiar with it, the PGA Tour has a social media bonus where it incentivizes the PGA Tour players to engage with public, to engage on social media, to talk and speak to the sport. Well, we got something. So the social media bonus is essentially you players to the outward facing public, speak and talk about the tour and the experience you've had playing tournament golf on the Capital City Am Tour. Well, today it starts on the day of the tournament and it goes all the way through 6 o'clock today, which is an hour before this segment here. And anyone who does post, share, pick anything, I kind of track the analytics to it and then add you to this random drawing. So today's drawing, prior to today, we were doing one spin, one winner equal to the entry of the event. They would get that amount refunded. Well, I figured we kind of change it up a little bit. And the entry for Mount Vernon was 150. So what we'll do is we'll do 3 spins, each spin worth $50 to the winner it lands on. Okay. So
good.
So this is Wheel of Names. All the names of those who participated that I've been tracking are listed here. They are actually they have a wedge on the wheel, and we'll just tap it and we'll go round and round. All right, here we go. First winner of the social media bonus.
No whammies, no whammies.
Oh, Matt, we just missed Matt. All right, first.
Oh, dang it.
All right. So our first winner right here is Larry Owen. He's on the results tide here. Did it take his name out of it? We need to put his name back in it because he still can win more. We'll put his name back in it. All right. All right, next spin here. Our next winner for the social media bonus is...
Go.
No way. No way. Larry Owen. All right.
Remove him.
All right. I got to close it. Last time I removed it. All right. So we got one more spin here. And here we go. Last spin. Our last $50 winner for the social media bonus is...
Cham
Kahari. All right, so we got Larry Owen, $50, and then $50 to Cham Kahari. Congratulations to those guys. They'll certainly be excited to hear once I reached out to them that they were the winners. Okay, so next we get into what's coming up, our next event. The next event on our schedule is this coming Sunday, August 1st. I hate when it does that. This coming Sunday, August 1st at Rattlesnake Ridge Golf Club. It's the Olympia. I call it the Olympia because the Golf Olympics is scheduled to take place this weekend. So this event, when the date was given to me, it fell right on top of it. I felt like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to create a prize pool that will be a net contest, no additional cost to the player, but it will award the top 3. Kind of memorializing what gold, silver, and bronze medalists would be in our tournament. So I'm trying to figure out what the format of that will be. I'm certainly trying to make it eligible to where players who, I don't know, maybe it's 3 or 4 event minimum are eligible. So that way handicaps are more solidified under the tournament index format. But I'll figure it out. But nonetheless, it'll be a free contest. We currently have 81 players, 80 entered, field max is 81. Registration closes tomorrow. Standard points and then end of year reward cash back to our reward members is $15. So that's what's next. I will ask you guys, I'll kick it back to you guys, both of you. You got any questions? You want to reattack, circle back? Anything you want to discuss? Compliments to the core staff at Mount Vernon Country Club? Anything?
I mean, in my opinion, you covered everything pretty clearly. But since you offered out about giving the compliments to that course, like you say, those guys are very friendly out there. They kind of go out of their way to make sure that you're taken care of. The cart attendants, bringing your carts around, cleaning your carts. The head pro, asking if everything's okay, asking how your round went, all the way up to the bartender, making sure you had water out there. Just that course in general, I can see why members want to be exclusive out there because they take care of their people who are on the course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's mutual.
I say I second that too. That was top notch all the way, Jacob. So I really enjoyed being out there. I even did my warm up stretches touching Jason Day's locker, hoping that some of his mojo would rub off on me. Didn't work, but no, very, very awesome event.
It worked for me.
Yeah, it did. It sounds like it worked for both of you, almost, Matt, the same. Yeah, Josh and I have been working together for quite some time now, and we have a wonderful relationship. He's seen the background as to what it requires to set up a tournament, to go out on the course before the sun comes up, to set the markers properly. He's seen the management and the data entry on the backside of Golf Genius. People who know how to set up tournament golf understand and can kind of look in the eye of another one and recognize. And it's why we're there. It's why we're selected to be hosting an event, and why no one else can. It's the way this tour is run, and it's a reflection of, yes, myself, the players, how we take care of it, and when we're done, I mean, it's easy in, easy out. So that's a great relationship to have. So, and again, man, it's a personal fave of mine, and on behalf of the players, we'll continue to keep it that way. And
really, shout out to you as well, Jacob. I mean, are you there at the crack of dawn, like setting out those flags and getting everything prepared, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning?
Well, there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, man. I got there at 6 in the morning, so I have to be there before the first wave. You guys didn't tee off until 2, right? Now, in this event, the stat code, Josh Code, the pro, assisted with the markers, the flags. Necessary didn't go out before 8. They went out. I put them up after they went off and before you guys arrived. So there's a schedule of events that I maintain. We can talk about that offline more, but essentially, to your answer, I'm there early, and
that's what I'm saying. And we appreciate what you do, man. So we know you take a lot of your own personal time to make sure that we're taken care of. So for you to do that out of your own personal time, man, we really appreciate it.
Well, I got a compliment the other day, that same day on the course, and it was from a VIP of Mount Vernon, a very important person. And they said that, you run, people inquire, who does what, who helps this and whatever. And when you're a member of something, and, to be an owner or to be the CEO or whatever you want to call it, to actively see the person in charge doing work is a very good impression that it leaves upon its members. Not someone who just sits in a chair and calls orders, right? But I can tell you what, man, I'm a player too. So I know what I would like to see happen from the director. I would like to know what I'd like to hear from the director by communication and how it's set up and how it's organized. And if you're paying for something, I think this is the service, and I aim to what I feel like you desire most, and I feel like it's connecting. So, and I would say it's a lot of work, but I don't consider it as much as work than I do than it is something I enjoy doing. And that's the difference. When you find something you enjoy doing, you don't see it as work. So,
cool.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's Tour Talk, the award ceremony for our event at Mount Vernon Country Club. Congratulations to Mr. Rome on his first W, Mr. Matt Cowden as well, striking the aim to play tournament golf in this opportunistic tour. And all I can say is capital city, man, popular amateur tour in Central Ohio and surrounding areas, Ohio. I wish you all the best out there. Hit them straight in the fairway. Take care. Until then, we'll see you on the course. So long.